Annelise, the midterm elections in America are next week. It's to decide whether the Democrats can keep control of both houses of Congress, House of Reps and the Senate. It's looking bad for the Democrats, with cost of living issues hurting them, Joe Biden hurting them. His popularity is dangerously low, and he was again yesterday just rambling and telling the most amazing untruths.
Inflation is a worldwide problem right now because of a war in Iraq and the impact on oil and what Russia's doing. The war in Ukraine. And thinking of Iraq because that's where my son died.
In fact, Joe Biden's son died in the United States, not in Iraq, and he died of a brain tumour, not of war injuries. How bad is Biden for the Democrats?
Look, they're not using him, and that's probably the best indicator. He's had very limited impact on the campaign. We've probably seen more of Donald Trump out campaigning for his candidates at rallies than we've seen of Joe Biden. It's massively ramping up as we have this 1 week to go, and this is going to be drawn out. It's going to take days after polling day for us to get a result in some of these states because of the changes to voting after 2020. But Joe Biden is not being put forward by any of the candidates we've seen in key swing states. We've been in Nevada now, Arizona, Pennsylvania. Now we're in Georgia. We're planning to go back to Pennsylvania because there's going to be a big weekend with Biden, Barack Obama and Trump all out at the same time, showing just how critical that state is. But you don't hear these Democrats in tough races bringing up Joe Biden or the Biden campaign, the Biden administration and what they've done. If anything, you hear them trying to distance themselves from energy policy. It's really unpopular, especially in places like Nevada and Arizona where cost of living is bad. And I have to say, in the limited time I've been in Georgia, you can tell the economy here is doing quite well. There's not the help wanted signs everywhere. Petrol is low. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that the governor, Brian Kemp, kept the state open during the pandemic. They didn't have those lockdowns. They didn't have those ongoing flow-on effects. And that is a popular thing he can lean into now. So he doesn't have to lean into the Trump politics. He doesn't have to address that. Even when he's out with Pence today, they were both cast off by the Trump administration, and they could stand there and say, we're conservatives. And the polling has him more than 6 points ahead of Stacey Abrams.